it is, I hope for you, a beginning or a continuation of your investigation into the laws and that make healing possible, that make it possible for us to be healthy, to stay healthy, and to meet with great courage and energy anything that life gives us for our spiritual growth and for our evolution. The 3 books of the trilogy, which you see here on the altar, were in fact written as one long book that contains every aspect that Paramahansa Yogananda touched on in terms of how we can improve our lives, how we can improve our health, how we can improve our mental clarity, our memory, how we can improve our relationships, how we can improve our career, our creativity, and how we can take full advantage of the presence of the vibration of life force that is universal, that's accessible, that's all around us. We are truly like fish in an ocean of prana, of life force. And through the teachings that are contained in these books, Yogananda helps us to draw that life force into our body, into our lives, and to evolve, to go more rapidly, step by step, in our evolution towards self-realization. So I'd like to mention briefly what's contained in each of the volumes, and then I'm going to focus this evening on an aspect, on a subject that I haven't touched on during these 10 weeks in India, but which is basic to our understanding and our practice of self-healing. So the first of the books is this one. It's the blue book. All of them are called Healing with Life Force, and each one has a theme. The theme of Volume 1 is prana. And what we find in this book are Yogananda's teachings, elaborated as well by Swami Kriyananda, about life force itself, where it comes from, how we can get it, how we can channel it to our body, to our mind, and to our daily life. Contained in this book are Yogananda's basic exercises for life force healing. Yogananda, in terms of spiritual and scientific spiritual self-healing, is a revolutionary in that he introduced certain concepts and principles that had not been touched on in such a focused way by others who are in the field of healing. Yogananda is the first one to say that there is a power that created the universe that maintains the entire universe and is the power of healing. And this is life force, the pranava, the first emanation, the vibratory structure of the universe. Yogananda goes on to show us where the doorway to life force is in the physical body. And he is the only one that talks about the medulla oblongata at the base of the brain as being the astral doorway through which the life force power comes into the body. Yogananda is the one who talks about what triggers. He instructs us in how to open that door through the use of our willpower. His aphorism, the greater the will, the greater the flow of life force through the doorway and into the body. And Yogananda gives us the scientific techniques of how to take the life force when it enters and make it flow into all the cells of our body using the mind-body connection. So this is what Volume 1 is about. And we'll be doing a couple little exercises this evening that are in Volume 1 because they're very important to tonight's subject. Volume 2 is the Green Book. And let me find it. Here we are. So the Green Book has the subject of the mind. And contained in this book are teachings about the superpowers of the mind for healing. Because while life force is the trigger that opens the doorway to life force, while willpower is the trigger that opens the door, it is the mind that enables the willpower to function. The willpower is our power to think, I will, I can. And so in this book, you'll find how to use the superpowers of the conscious mind. These powers are concentration, willpower, and visualization. How to use the superpower of the subconscious mind, which is to establish and to keep the good habits for healing, and the memory. And then the superpower of the superconscious mind, which is intuition, our ability to know instantly what it is that we need to do for our own healing and to help other people. The third volume, and we'll be dealing with it this evening, Healing with Life Force Through Magnetism. And here we have the laws of attraction and of vibratory healing itself. In Volume 3, we learn how to make our human relationships more healthy, more positive, more nourishing. We learn the laws of success and prosperity so that health can extend to our financial and career situation. In this volume, we learn about the use of vibration itself to heal us. And vibration is the highest dimension of healing because it is the first expression of life force. And the final part in the trilogy is Yogananda's teachings about how we can face, with understanding and courage, the moment of transition. How we can leave this world with a positive approach to our continuing journey, and how we can make the transition a transformative experience so that as we continue our journey, we can do so without fear, with courage. And there are teachings here about how, when we are called upon to help others who are making that transition, how we can help them in the best possible way. Tonight, I'd like to address a subject that I haven't done before in these 10 weeks. And the subject is the karmic origins of illness and disease and how we can protect ourselves from the effects of karma, and how we can protect ourselves from negative situations, environments, circumstances, and people. Whenever we fall ill, it appears to be a circumstance of the moment. And yet, every situation in life has its antecedents. There is history, and this history can be a very long one that brings us to the present moment. Now, karma is a law, and the universe is constructed by vibrational, even mathematical laws. There are laws and rules and regulations about living. The first emanation from the one cosmic consciousness, as we know, created duality. And all of us live and have to deal with, we operate in a universe where there is cause and effect. The law of karma is the metaphysical dimension of the physical law of cause and effect. Everything in this universe is a reflection of causes that we have initiated in the past and their results in our life. So let's look at our health situation and understand how it is the result of energies that we have placed into motion in the past. The law of karma is the law of energy placed in motion. There are certain of these laws that Yogananda has brought into focus that regard our health. And when we follow the laws, we experience a positive result. I'd like us to take a look at the 6 things that I've written on the board. So we'll look at them one by one. These are Yogananda's 6 main points for being healthy, maintaining health. The first one is proper diet. Yogananda's teachings on diet are contained in the first volume of the Healing with Life Force trilogy. I'm not going to go into what he says. The basis of proper diet means to eat foods that are quickly converted into energy, into life force. To eat foods which have life force and that are easily digested and metabolized. What Yogananda has to say about diet is fascinating, and I hope you'll have an opportunity to read and to follow his guidelines. The second of the laws for good health is proper exercise. Yogananda gives great emphasis to the importance of physical movement. Now, many of you present are practicing yoga, practicing the energization exercises, and these are very important aspects of physical movement that open up the channels for the flow of life force. In addition to these practices, Yogananda says that for good health, the body needs to move vigorously at least a half an hour every day, to the point where we are perspiring. And we'll come to see the importance of perspiring in the next phase, which is purification. Physical body needs to move. The muscles need to be engaged. Metabolism is enhanced when the muscles are engaged. So Yogananda recommends every day to get ourselves out there, to walk, to run, to go on a bicycle, to swim, whatever it is, but to make it a part of our spiritual life. Because when we exercise, not only is the body benefited, but oxygen comes up and floods the brain. Serotonin is released in the brain. We feel good, we have more clarity, we can be more creative. A stagnant life is not a healthy life. When we spend most of the day sitting down, lying down, in bed, on the couch, in front of the computer, the life force can't flow. And without that, our health diminishes. We need to keep a constant and strong flow of life force in every moment of our lives, and we will keep healthy. The third point, and it's connected with the second, is purification. As the result of the food that we eat, the mental stress that we have, environmental pollution, our body absorbs and it even creates poisons. There are toxins in our body. The toxins are there, perhaps because of the chemicals that are used in the production of food. Yogananda recommends growing food, using food that is naturally grown. Toxins come into the body as the result of our thoughts, especially when we're anxious, when we're fearful, when we're worried, when we're attached to watching the news and the world events that cause us to be anxious, concerned, worried, fearful. These are poisons that stay in the body. So Yogananda recommends that we do practices of purification. The main one that's in the book is fasting. Yogananda gives directions for fasting, how to fast, different kinds of fasting. He says 1 day a week, don't eat, but drink water, fresh juices. Yogananda has a diet, a cleansing diet that some of you perhaps have experienced. It's a good thing to do once a year. It's a diet that lasts for 9 days. It's very disciplined. It consists of citrus fruits, raw vegetable salad, 1 cooked vegetable, and a broth that is made from vegetables. There are many ways of purification. When we exercise regularly, to the point of perspiration, the pores of our body open and toxins come out. It's important after exercising then to take a shower, to scrub down the body with a brush, and then to wash away the poisons. When we do pranayama practices, there are toxins that are expelled through the lungs. So many ways of good diet, good exercise, and purification are contained in the first volume. The fourth point is our ability to control the movement of life energy, of life force. This requires discipline. When we practice Yogananda's primary self-healing technique of the energization exercises, we are learning to take control of the flow of energy. And then we learn to use that energy in a disciplined way, in a focused way, in a concentrated way. We need to become, as Yogananda says, the masters of our energy and not be the victim of our past habit patterns. The next point is the importance of our thoughts in opening ourselves to the flow of life force. And these are Yogananda's teachings that are contained in the second volume. Amongst those teachings are Yogananda's scientific healing affirmations, because we need to discipline not only the body, but also the mind. We need to be concerned not just with the food that we eat, but with what Yogananda calls our mental diet. Replacing negative thoughts that deactivate the life force, that deactivate, demotivate our willpower and our willingness, and replace those thoughts, reprogram the mind so that our default from the moment we wake up in the morning is positive, activating. There are only 2 kinds of thoughts: the ones that open us to the flow of life force, of joy, wisdom, and those that close us off. What's your first thought in the morning? Just try to see yourself for a moment. When you wake up, can you see yourself in bed? Oh, you had maybe a good sleep or not such a good sleep. The alarm rings. What is your first thought? Is that thought a new day, a new opportunity to experience life? Do you start your day awake and ready? What will life bring to me today? Or, on the other hand, is your first thought, no, I'm not ready. Another 5 minutes, please. Another half hour. The alarm goes off, we roll over. Maybe the anxieties come. Oh, I have to do this and that today. If we start our day with a negative mindset, the day will go along in that way. But when we do the practices and we wake up and we immediately say, I am awake and ready. I'm here. I'm ready to live. I'm ready for what life gives me. So this is the importance of becoming aware of the thoughts and the effect of those thoughts on our health. There is nothing that affects us more powerfully than our own mental diet. We can be in poverty, we can be in the middle, as we are here in India, of severe pollution. But when our mind is positive, the life force will flow and bring us up to go beyond the external circumstances. The last point is for the health of our soul, and that is the regular practice of meditation. Our soul is inherently wise. It is the voice of God within us. Now, that voice we don't often hear because it's the other voice in the dual universe, the voice of the ego, that is so strong. And the voice of ego is taking us into the realm of Maya and telling us to identify. I am that. How many people, perhaps you're one of them, identify with your work? I am a teacher. I am a business person. I am a mother. This is the voice of the ego. When we meditate and quiet the breath, that part of the mind, the soul has its opportunity to guide us. The soul is the voice of the guru within us, the voice of God, the voice of intuition, the voice of superconsciousness. We need to make friends with that voice. We need to enter into dialogue with that voice. We need to hear it. We need to listen to it. We need to follow it. So these are Yogananda's guidelines for good health. Now, where does karma come into play? When we follow the laws of good health, we have good health. We have happiness. We build a magnetism. And this becomes carried over in many, 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 many lifetimes. We develop good health habits. But when we transgress these guidelines, then we develop patterns of karma for bad health. Now, we have both. In our many, many, many incarnations, we have learned a lot. We have learned how the body works, what's good for it, what's bad for it, how to treat and develop the powers of the mind, how to have a positive relationship with our environment and other people, and so forth. So as we develop and repeat certain patterns of thought, of behavior, ways of eating, ways of working, ways of thinking, different patterns of emotion, how we respond to life. Do we respond with positivity or discouragement? So when our souls were born in this incarnation, we came with a history of good health karma, a history of bad health karma. There are three kinds of karma, we can say. One is the accumulated karma from all of our past lives. That's called the sanchit karma. It's all of it. And when our soul incarnates, each time, it chooses that portion of the sanchit karma to deal with in this life. We can't deal with the results of all of our karma, but our soul has brought to us very good karmic patterns and unhealthy karmic patterns, and gives us the opportunities throughout life to learn how to be healthy, how to be fulfilled, how to be well. Our past karma expresses itself through inclinations, through tendencies, through its samskars, the vrittis, the vasanas. And inexplicitly, we are drawn to certain things. And this is the result of our past karma. Many of us are drawn, for example, to very good habits of exercise. I'm a person that, who loves physical movement, exercise, walking, running, earlier on in life, engaging in sports. Other people have the opposite. They have karmic patterns of being lazy, of not moving, of being tired, of giving in. Some people come with very good, strong habits of good eating, of discipline. Other people come with habits of abuse, of substance abuse, alcohol, drugs, gambling, and so forth. So we bring all of that, and it's buried, and on some level, it's working. Okay? But only a little bit of it will come out into the field of our life. That's called our prarabdha karma. What's the third dimension of karma? It's called the kriyamana karma, and that's the karma that we are creating day by day, thought by thought, action by action, that is going to have a future result. Now, sometimes that karma is instantaneous, and we have a good chance to learn the lesson. For example, let's say that you eat something that's not good for you. It's just not in harmony with your body's chemistry. And of course, our body chemistry changes throughout the different stages of life. So for example, when we were young, we could eat many things, and the body had the strength and the vigor, the vitality to digest and metabolize. But as life goes on, the digestive and the metabolic vitality become less. And there are things that we could eat when we were young. We could have the French fried and the fried foods, and for Italians, the pasta, the pizza with cheese on it, and so forth, that perhaps the body is not able to deal with. So what happens? Maybe we get a stomach ache, we get bloated, we have flatulence, gas, Maybe we wake up in the morning with a stomach ache. Our system is acid. Now we have the chance to learn how to eat properly. And it takes a long time. It takes a lot of stomach aches in order for us to learn the lesson. I personally am continuously learning. One of the things I love, these tendencies from the past, perhaps you do too, is chocolate. And it's the treat, it's that little something at the end of the meal or at the end of the day. And I've come to realize, through observation, through suffering, that it's one of the worst things I could possibly eat. And how many years it took to get to the point where I can say, I'm done with it. I don't want to feel like that again. So in every area of our lives, for example, emotionally, some people bring with them a habit, a karma, of reacting to life's disappointments with anger. That anger can lead to violence. When we're disappointed in life, in circumstances, in other people, we can get angry, express that anger. Anger creates poison in our own bodies, in the environment, and in other people. We see this, we learn, and we say to ourselves, this is harming me, it's harming other people, it's harming my relationships. I'm done with it. No, it's not that easy. And especially in the second volume, there is a whole part that's devoted to how to overcome these karmic patterns. All right, so now that we've established that our health in all of its dimensions is not only largely, but pretty much entirely impacted by our past karmic patterns, what can we do to protect ourselves from the effects? Oh, before we get there, I want to finish the thought. Some karma in this life, Master talks about prenatal karma, and that's what I've been talking about. And he talks about postnatal karma, meaning what we're doing now, the habits that we are creating that influence this incarnation and can go on into the future. Now, sometimes the boomerang is instant, the stomach ache, the headache, the illness, the disease, the flu, the fever, and so forth. Sometimes it's very much delayed. For example, let's say in your work situation, you criticize some colleague and you cause a situation where the colleague's work is not recognized because you want your work to be recognized. And the colleague perhaps feels demotivated, diminished, perhaps they even get fired because of your critical attitude. When will that karma come back? The mathematics of karma must be an intricate algorithm. And it will come back it will definitely come back, so that in the future, and it could be a week, a year, it could be another incarnation, when our own work will be criticized and we will have to live and experience what we caused, the energy that we put out. Some karma is so far in the past, we have no idea where it started, when it started, why it started. And all we can do is try to prepare ourselves for when that karma is going to come. So, now we get to the practical part. How can we prepare ourselves? How can we protect ourselves? Now, I wanted to read some things to you. This is a quote from Master. He says, "Whenever a person transgresses physically, mentally, or spiritually," and we're talking about the transgressions of these laws of health, whenever a person transgresses physically, mentally, or spiritually, a portal for a specific disease is opened, according to the nature of the transgression, to enter the body. So every time, every chocolate, every judgmental thought, every habit pattern that we continue of abuse, every time a portal is opened for a disease to come in. We're the ones who invite disease through our thoughts, through our transgressions. Again from Master, he says, "Health and success, or disease and failure, are the fruits of our actions, not only in this life, but in many lives. When the repeated efforts of an intelligent person to gain health or success miscarry, then disease and failure had their inception in past incarnations." Okay, so we've transgressed in the past. We don't need to transgress right now. One of the reasons for transgression is we didn't know the law. But as the saying goes, ignorance of the law is no excuse. And now, as we're on the spiritual path, we gain knowledge, we look at the teachings, we see what Master tells us are the guidelines for good health. We don't need to transgress anymore. We can get onto a path of good, healthy living and stop inviting disease to come into us. One of the things that we can do to protect ourselves, to protect ourselves and to deal with past karma, actually the best thing we can do is through the practice of meditation. So much of the karma is so deeply buried in our astral body that we don't know it exists and we can't deal with it. But in meditation, and especially in Kriya Yoga, it is the best way to prepare ourselves to have a strong aura and to undo those patterns. Many of you who are listening are practicing Kriya Yoga. Give time give value to that practice as being the best, the most profound practice that we can do to overcome past karma and to get ourselves on a pathway of healing. Here's what Master says. This is again from Volume 1. Master says, the practice of Kriya Yoga helps to free one of the samskars, the subtle tendencies that block the upward flow of Kundalini. These samskars, the seeds of karma, as they are called, are the results of repeated actions, karmas of the past, not only of this life, but of many incarnations. Each samskar constitutes a subtle vortex of energy. There are countless such vortices in the spine. Until the energy in them has been released to flow upward, Kundalini's movement will be slow, her progress impeded. In fact, Kundalini in her upward surge gradually roasts the karmic seeds of samskars. Once roasted, they can never again sprout into outward actions. So those of you who practice Kriya, practice with the confidence that you are working to burn up the past and working to improve your health. Those of you who are not practicing Kriya, please look into it as a very powerful meditation technique. Now, our protection against disease, against past karmic causes of disease, is to create around ourselves a magnetic field that's stronger than the unhealthy karmas from the past. We each have an aura, and this aura changes in its density, in its ability to protect us. It changes from moment to moment, and there are things which contribute to this shield that will protect us from that doorway to disease opening and being invited in. We want to literally create and maintain on a day-by-day, hour-by-hour basis a protective shield around us. Now, the rest of this class will be on things that we can do to increase the strength of our aura. The most important of these is to increase the quantity of life force that flows into the body. By opening the doorway, using the trigger of willpower, and directing life force into the body. The greater the life force, the greater our protection against disease. So what we want to do is to keep our life force tank full. When the life force tank is empty, we're going to get every sickness that's around. We're vulnerable, we're open, we have no immunity. So how can we keep the tank full? Yogananda has so many techniques. We're going to do a couple of them right now. One of them is the 12-second aura enhancement. Many of you know this practice. It's very short, And when it's done, often during the day, it builds up the power of our aura. It's very simple. Those of you who energize, use it, but not as a separate technique. So this is the double breath technique. When we take a short and strong inhalation through the nose, followed by the long inhalation, and then tense all of the muscles of the body until they are vibrating, and we hold that tension for at least 3 seconds, and I'll explain that in a while. But to hold a high tension for 3 seconds, and then with a double exhalation, short and long, okay, we are engaged in an instantaneous life force healing operation. Master says tense with will and relax and feel. We're going to do this a few times. We're going to do it 3 times with very consciously making sure that the tension with will is as strong as we can manage, and then we release slowly, gradually, and completely. When we tense with will, the doorway opens. When the doorway is open, the life force has a place to get into us. When we relax, that life force becomes distributed and contributes to the power of the aura. So you can do this either sitting, if you would sit up nice and straight, chest up, shoulders back, or standing, as you wish. We're going to do it 3 times. It'll take just about 12 to 15 seconds. Before we start, take your hands to the medulla and pressingly, with force, and slowly massage that area. Get your fingers in there, press in one direction and then in the other direction. As you do this, visualize a doorway opening. Again, in one direction, you're opening that door, the other direction. Now relax your arms down and stand up straight or sit up straight. Concentrate at the medulla. Let's do the double inhalation, short and long. Inhale. Slowly tense, vibrate strongly, and hold, hold, hold. Now exhale. Relax and feel. Try to visualize a river of life force flooding the body. Again, double breath, inhale. Tense, vibrate strong as you can. Now hold, 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 and exhale. Relax, feel, visualize a warm flood of life force going down, activating the power in each cell. Once more, double breath, inhale. Tense, vibrate, and hold, and hold, hold. Exhale. Visualize, feel the power of life force has been spread throughout the body and around the body. Now, open your eyes, and if you're standing, you can sit down. This short exercise, which you can do anytime, anywhere, even if you're driving a car, even if you're walking, if you're sitting at your computer, if you do this 12 to 15 second exercise with awareness, with concentration, with visualization, massaging the medulla, the doorway is opening. When we tense, the doorway opens more. This river of life force comes in, and as we exhale, it goes down and around us. Okay? If we do this every hour, or even more, the tank, the reservoir of life force stays full. We may start out the day with a full tank, but as the day goes on, we use up our vital energy. Okay? And when it's not replenished, it can get down so low that we're open. We're open to depression. We're open to illness. We're open to every passing virus. We need to keep the shield up. It doesn't take much. It just takes remembering to do this. 15 seconds, once an hour. Keep your tank full. The next exercise, many of you do the 20-part body recharging. We're going to be doing it with a slight twist. When we tense the body, the whole body, or any individual body part, what is happening scientifically is that through the blood, it is being squeezed, and Master uses that word. It's being squeezed back into the heart. And when we exhale, it's being expelled. The toxins first are squeezed into the heart, into the lungs, and then when we relax, and with the exhalation, it's being expelled. So in the energization, when we tense with will, the body is purifying itself. When we relax and feel, there is an increased amount of blood that rushes to the part that has been tensed. It's been blocked. And when we open up the block, there's more blood which is carrying oxygen, prana, life force, nourishment. So when we do the 20-part body recharging, we're purifying through the blood, we're purifying the body, and we are nourishing the body with life force. So when we do a full body recharge, we are completely renewing ourselves, and we're increasing the power of the aura around us. The shield is being strengthened and maintained. So we want to do each body part in the same way we just did with a double breath, in that we tense to the point of vibration, and then we hold it vibrating as strongly as we can, and with the relaxation, we are visualizing that life force flowing. So you can do this exercise either standing or sitting, whichever you feel to do. It's possible and good to do the exercise when you're sitting. at your computer or wherever you might be, even in a conference, or standing, especially if you're able to get into a place where there's space and fresh air. So either sit or stand, keep the spine straight, chest up, shoulders back, okay, and the spine elongated. So please follow my instructions. So start again by massaging the medulla. Close your eyes, open the door. Slowly, strongly, and in the other direction. Okay, relax. Let's start with a double breath. Inhale. Tense and vibrate. Hold, hold, hold. Exhale. And relax and let the life force flow. The left foot, tense slowly, consciously concentrating. Hold, hold, hold. Relax and visualize the nourishing life force. The right foot, curl the toes under. Tense slowly. Vibrate. Hold, hold, hold. Strong. Slowly relax and feel. Feel the warmth of life force nourishing the body. The left calf, concentrate, tense. Vibrate and hold, hold, hold. Slowly relax and feel. The right calf, concentrate, tense. Vibrate, 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 vibrate. Slowly relax. The life force nourishes and purifies. The left thigh, concentrate, tense. Vibrate, hold, 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 and slowly relax. Right thigh, concentrate, tense. Vibrate, hold. Slowly, consciously relax. Let the life force work to heal the body. Left buttock, concentrate, tense. Vibrate and slowly relax. Right buttock, concentrate, tense. Vibrate, 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 and relax. The lower abdomen, place your hands over the intestines. Concentrate, tense. Vibrate, hold, feel the warmth. Hold, relax, and feel. Move the hands up to the stomach and the upper abdominals, the liver, tense. Vibrate, hold, relax, slowly feel. Relax the arms down, concentrate in the left lower arm. Tense, slowly. Vibrate and relax and feel the warmth of life force. Right lower arm, tense. Vibrate, hold, strong, and slowly relax and let the life force flow. Left upper arm, concentrate, intense, strong, and relax completely and feel right upper arm. Vibrate, hold, slowly relax and feel. The left side of the chest, place one hand there. Use your hand as channel as well. Tense. The whole side of it, left side, and hold. Stronger, stronger. And release. Let the life force fill that part of the chest and the breast. Right side. Tense. Vibrate. Bring light into those cells. And relax. Relax the arms, the left side of the neck. Tense. Hold. and relax. Right side tense, hold and relax. The throat, front of the neck, the thyroid, tense and relax. The back of the neck, tense and relax. Double breath will tense the whole body and relax. Inhale, all body parts vibrate. Hold longer. Hold, hold, hold. And relax. And feel. Visualize your body cells. They have been renewed. They've been transformed into light, into pure energy. They're strong. They are well. They are vitalized, regenerated. All deformities have been removed. Feel yourself at the cellular level, vibrating with healing life force. Open your eyes and please sit down. In the third volume, you will find many other techniques for protecting your aura, strengthening your aura. One of them is the power of Om. When you can be in Om in your environment. Many of you have been to ashrams, like here at the Ananda Delhi ashram, where the Om is being played everywhere in the ashram, all throughout the day, even outside in the gardens. It creates an environment that is protective. Master says when we're in Om, we are protected. The mantra Om Tat Sat, which is the cosmic trinity, when we do it with our hands in front and consciously design an aura around us, saying Om, touching the hands behind, Tat, Sat, doing this consciously, Om, Tat, Sat. You can do it while you're sitting. Om, Tat, Sat. Om, Tat, Sat. Okay. Whenever you have to go into an environment that's negative, that might have low vibrations, prepare yourself. This environment could be the office where you work. Prepare yourself before you go. Meditate, energize, do Om Tat Sat. Get yourself ready, fill up the tank, then go into that environment, knowing that the aura, your aura, will protect you. If you have trouble sleeping at night or tend to have unsettling dreams, Master says that on your pillow, just with your finger, trace the symbol of Om and do that 3 times. If you do that, he says your sleep will be better and you will avoid nightmares. There are many other things. I don't want to take the time now because I want to give you the last 10 minutes to ask questions. But I encourage you to get, especially for this class, the 3rd volume or the entire trilogy, and use the techniques that are there